expected to cry in this video, but not this hard. Hi. Hey y'all, it's Deja, aka Sunny D, and I have hypothyroidism. So in today's video, I'm going to be focusing on hypothyroidism and just how difficult it is to actually lose weight with hypothyroidism. I have on my little llama robe. Are these llamas? I'm gonna call them llamas because I'm not sure. I'll be upfront and like just honest. I am not aware of all the risks of having hypothyroidism, so I'm not even gonna act like I know. I am aware that you can get Graves' disease from it. It could be a result of not catching it in enough time. And my aunt also has hypothyroidism. She actually ended up getting Graves' disease because she caught it so late. Thankfully, I caught my hypothyroidism was like basically in the beginning stages. I was diagnosed over a year ago. They diagnosed it through blood work as they typically would, but that wasn't even really, it wasn't really something that was in my mind because I had switched doctors and she wanted me to get blood work done just so we know of any diseases that I may or may not have. When they come up with the results, they basically want to schedule an appointment for me to come in and discuss my results. Now, when they said that, I was very worried because I was thinking, oh shit, I got diabetes, because around the time when I first went to this doctor, I was eating so terribly. I was eating out every single day, sometimes 2 to 3 times a day. Sometimes fast food would be the only thing I had all day. And then on top of that, eating all kinds of just random junk food because I felt like eating it, not necessarily even because I was hungry. Yeah, I got the blood work done because I was a new client of hers and she wanted me to get blood work done so we can see where we stand. They wanted me to make an appointment after they got my results, which was basically like the next day they got the results. And I was very worried because diabetes is very prevalent in my family. My grandpa has diabetes. At the time, my grandma was still alive, so all of my living grandparents had diabetes. I had 3 parents that were alive at the time, and all 3 of them had diabetes. My grandpa and my grandma on my mom's side still alive. Unfortunately, my grandma on my dad's side passed away in late September. Yeah, in late September she passed. It wasn't due to diabetes, and she also had kidney failure. It wasn't due to that. She had a heart attack. So when they said they wanted to discuss my results, I was very worried because I thought, oh crap, I either have diabetes or I'm borderline diabetic. So the day comes, go to my doctor's appointment. I think I spoke with the nurse practitioner because we were just going over results. And it was a sigh of relief when she said that everything was fine except for the what was it, T13 or T14? But yeah, she was basically saying everything was fine except for my vitamin D and my I think it's either T13 or T14. I don't really remember. It's been over a year, so I don't really remember. And when she said that, I was like,
okay, what does that mean?
But she was basically saying, like, long story short, you have hypothyroidism. You also are vitamin D deficient, which is very common in today's population because not a lot of people get as much sunlight as they need to. And based off of my doctor's words, that there could be people that work outside in the sun all day, every day, and still not get enough vitamin D. So don't feel bad about not getting enough vitamin D. That's a sigh of relief, but what is this T13, T14 thing you talking about? And she was basically saying that is the hormones that is produced by your thyroid. gland, which helps regulate your metabolism. And mine was very underactive. Well, not very, but mine was underactive. It was below the normal rate. So she put me on levothyroxine. She put me on that. And she said that I would stay on that until my physical, and we'll go from there. She did want me to start losing weight, which I was already trying to. But it made sense why it was so difficult for me to lose weight. I have in the past gone on a weight loss journey. It wasn't an extreme weight loss journey like it is now. Like, I have about 80 to 85 pounds to lose to get back into like my normal range that I usually fluctuate between. I don't know how long I've had it. About 3 years ago, during like the summer before I came to Tallahassee, I was trying to lose weight because I noticed that I was getting over 160, and I usually just fluctuate between 140 and 160. So when I saw I was getting over 160, I was like, okay, something gotta change. And I started like cooking and being more conscious of what I put into my body, and it worked. I got back down to like 150, 151. I was between like 148 and 151. So I came to Tallahassee. I was in that range. I'm not sure how much I was in the year 2017 when I was first here because I didn't have a scale. I had health insurance, but it was like the school health insurance, and I didn't really go for regular checkups there. So I'm not even really sure how much I weighed, but I definitely was well under 200. Mid-2018 was when I met my now current ex. We're still friends, but that was when I met him, and I had gained a little bit of weight, but it wasn't anything too serious. It was just like, oh, because around that time was also when I got in my first car. So now I was able to drive to places instead of having to catch the bus and walk everywhere. So I just thought that's all it was. Now being able to drive wherever I need to instead of walking everywhere, that I'm picking up more weight because I didn't necessarily change my diet. I also want to add that I've always had a big appetite. So when I got my car, a few months down the line, I noticed that I was gaining weight, which I simply put that with, oh, I'm just driving now, so, and I'm not walking and working out. I wasn't really working out before I got my car because, like I said, I was catching the bus and walking everywhere, so I physically did not have the energy to even think about working out. Also working part-time job and going to school full-time. So when I got home, all I did was sleep. I would eat, watch a little bit of TV, and go to sleep and do my homework and study and stuff. Like, that's really all I did. Few months down the line, me and him have been together for about a year at this point. I got a new job at a rehab center, and they offered health insurance. So I got my health insurance through them. When my insurance finally kicked in, I scheduled my appointment with her and went to do the checkup. She ordered for the lab, the blood work to be done. Got that done. Next day, they called back, said, hey, we got your results. Can you come in so we can talk about them? And I think I came in like the following week. We talked about that, found out I had hypothyroidism. And she basically said, I want you to start, because around the time I was eating a lot of fast food. So she said, I want you to start eating at home a lot more often, and also eating more vegetables and fruits and good protein sources. And she also wanted me to start walking at least 20 minutes a day. On top of, like, you know, because I was basically walking around at work just about my entire shift. But she was saying on top of like anything else, at least add in an additional 20 minutes of walking, which I attempted to do, but my energy levels were just like, no, it ain't gonna happen. Roxine, she also wanted me to start taking vitamin D3. She wanted me to take at least 5,000, I think it's IUs. And I will admit, the first few months of me taking those two together, I did feel a little bit more energetic, but not enough to consistently do an additional 20 minutes of walking every day. Now it's been over a year since I've been diagnosed. I started at 212 when I was diagnosed. I am now at 213 because I have been losing weight, but it's like the moment my weight starts to get lower at a significant amount, it shoots back up. And it's very discouraging when you're on a weight loss journey because it makes you feel like you're not oh Lord Jesus. It's very discouraging when you're on a weight loss journey and you have hypothyroidism and you start to see stuff like that happening because it makes you think like you're not doing anything right. It's discouraging because the stuff that I was doing in order to lose weight is stuff that I've done before to lose weight, and it worked perfectly fine. It made me think, okay, maybe I'm just not working hard enough. No, Deja, you have hypothyroidism. That basically changes, not everything, but that is a significant change. I'm still trying to figure out how I need to go about losing weight with hypothyroidism because my doctor, although I love her so much, I love my doctor, she didn't really give me much guidance on how I should go about trying to lose weight with having hypothyroidism. Basically all she said was just add on an extra 20 minutes of walking and eat better. That's basically all she said. I love her to death, but that wasn't really much help. Oh, I do need to back up a bit. Well before I even started going to see my current doctor, I had been going to, I think it's called a nutrition coach. I'd been seeing a nutrition coach at my school. My university, they have this thing called CHAW, which is basically like a nutrition-based program that helps you or helps anyone that's having difficulty with nutrition. And I had seen, I don't even know how many different nutrition coaches to try to get on the right track. And honestly, I couldn't tell you why I'm crying right now, but I'm crying, so I'm just gonna let it be. It's not because they weren't helpful. Like in the long run, it didn't do much for me as far as weight loss, but it did definitely open my eyes to lots of alternatives to things that I would typically eat. Like I don't have to always eat chicken and fish and beef to get protein. I can eat things like tofu, although I'm still trying to figure out a good way to cook tofu to my liking. But I can eat things like tofu, beans, and other sources of protein that are not animal based. They've opened my eyes to that. They opened my eyes to soy milk, which I wasn't even aware was a thing. When I first started going to nutrition coaches, I was already consuming almond milk because cow's milk just don't agree with me. Dairy in general does not agree with my body. I still continue to eat cheese because I love cheese. So there wasn't really much of a real solution in this video that I was trying to come to. I was more or less just wanting to bring awareness to everyone on my channel that yes, I do have hypothyroidism, and it makes things so much more difficult in the realm of weight loss and health for me, because this is something that I've never had to deal with before and I'm still trying to navigate it. And I also want to let other women or men know that it's okay. There are lots of resources, although at the moment I cannot really utilize a lot of the professional resources. I'm still doing the best I can to utilize the free resources that are online that I can get to assist me in my weight loss journey. And I will definitely say, if you have hypothyroidism or you suspect that you may possibly have hypothyroidism, go to your doctor as soon as you possibly can and ask if you can get blood work done. One thing I will say is that since being diagnosed, I have not been gaining nearly as much weight as I was prior to. Beforehand, I had gained like what, about 30 pounds in like a month and a half to 2 months. So I will say, prior to seeing my doctor and being diagnosed, I was putting on weight very rapidly because I was not aware. And since taking my medicine, I have at least been able to maintain my current weight. Okay. I have been able to at least maintain my current weight. It's just the battle of figuring out what works for me to actually lose the weight and keep it off. Because there have been periods where, yes, I have lost weight. I've dipped under 210, which was huge for me. And I'd never thought that I would see a number under 210 for a long time. For a long time, I had lost hope. And I didn't think I would ever see a number under 210. And even though I saw that number for literally like just a week, it brought that hope back into me, like, okay, yes, I can actually lose that weight. It's just a matter of me being able to lose it and keep it off. I want to say this much. Your weight does not define who you are as a person, and that is a very hard thing to break out of. Because as you can see, I'm sitting here crying because at one point I was able to dip below 210, and I never thought I would be able to do that. It's hard to break that mindset of my weight defines who I am and defines me as a person. That's something I'm still trying to work on. Oh, I'm beautiful. I know I have so much potential for various things, not even just health related, but just like for various things. I know that I can do anything I set my mind to, and I know I'm a strong person. But when the people you love and care about and those whose opinions you actually value not only take notice of your weight gain, but poke fun at it, it hurts. It really does. Like, my family, particularly with my mom's side of the family, they're a type of family that just jokes all the time, which I absolutely love, and I understand that that's basically just how my family is. It's not something that I particularly mind, but there are certain things that I just wish there's things that they would either not comment on at all or think before they comment on it. Although I know that my weight does not define me as a person, it doesn't define my work ethic, it doesn't define how good or bad of a person I am. It still hurts when your family and friends not only take notice of something that you're insecure about, but also pokes fun at it. And it's hard to forget. And it's very discouraging because they don't know what happens behind closed doors. They're not aware of what you're actually going through and why you're at the point that you're at. And them poking fun at it, even though they're ignorant to what is actually going on, it still hurts. And I've told myself countless times that they don't know what's really happening with me. They don't know how I got like this. They don't know why I'm like this, and they don't even know that I'm actively trying to get out of the state. It still hurts. Hearing those comments and getting those reactions. This is absolutely the heaviest I've ever been. I have never gotten over 160 before, so the fact that I'm now 213, and even though I'm actively trying to lose the weight, it's difficult because I can't just do the things that I used to do in the past that worked for me countless times. because I have a condition now, and I'm aware that I have said condition, and also I'm getting older. I'm only 23, but it's no secret that the older you get, the harder it is for you to lose weight. And although I am still young, the fact that I have hyperthyroidism makes it even more difficult. So I just wanted to say to anyone out there that's also struggling with hypothyroidism and weight loss, you're not alone. I'm here with you. I'm still trying to navigate my condition and still trying to figure out ways to not only lose the weight, because I've gotten that down packed, but to keep it off. You think, oh, just keep doing what you're doing to lose the weight. It's not that simple. I'd done that. That point when I dipped under 210, I was like, okay, this is great. Yes, I treated myself to something that I had been wanting for a long time, but it wasn't like, it's not like I binged and ate any and everything I wanted. I literally just treated myself to something that I had been wanting for a while, and to see the scale go back up, and I've only seen it go back under 210 once after that. It's very discouraging. It makes me not even want to try anymore, because it's like, what's the point? I'm just gonna keep gaining the weight back, so I might as well just stay at the point where I'm at now and live with it. But I'm not happy where I am, and it's not because of how I look. It doesn't have shit to do with how I look in my eyes. It's how I feel. Like, for the past, I don't even know how many months, my left hip has been bothering me. Everyday tasks hurt my hip, especially when I have to bend over to pick something up. My knee for the past couple of weeks has been hurting just as the hip has. And those are things that could be completely unrelated to my weight, but my weight does add to the stress. I just want to feel like myself again. I just want to feel like myself again. I haven't felt like myself in well over a year, probably even 2 years. I don't really know how to close out this video because I have no solutions. I don't really have much advice for you except keep trying. That's what I've been telling myself, and that's the only thing I can say to anyone else out there who is also dealing with hypothyroidism and trying to navigate losing weight with having hypothyroidism. It's just to keep trying. And I keep telling myself that, even though I don't want to, I want to feel like myself again. So, on that note, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you want to see more videos like this, and or cooking videos and baking videos, or just videos about my health and weight loss journey, go ahead and subscribe down below. Or if you like this video, go ahead and like this video down below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye. Oh my god.